Chapter 900. Trump nodded slightly as he thought about their previous class reunion. During that gathering, many of their old classmates had teased Trump about his previous love triangle with Nat Arya and Elaine. At this time, Trump told Nat Arya seriously, "Nat Arya, some of our old classmates will definitely tease us about the incident that happened back then during our class reunion today. I hope that you won't take it too seriously and you shouldn't take what they say to heart. They are just a bunch of rude and old people." Nat Arya smiled slightly before she said, "I don't mind if they joke around, as long as they aren't distorting the facts. If I was really afraid that they would ridicule me, then I wouldn't have arranged for this class reunion today. All of our old classmates have not seen me for more than 20 years now. What is the point of teasing me now?" When they arrived at the Oris Hill University, Trump parked his car at the parking lot near the entrance of the school. After that, Trump and Nat Arya walked side by side as they headed towards the university. Since classes had already started, the campus was very quiet at this time. Both of them walked on the concrete road of the campus. At this time, Trump told Nat Arya, "Our university has already been rebuilt and renovated the campus several times over the years. Therefore, it no longer looks the way it did in the past. To be honest, our campus was actually pretty old and run down in the past." "Yes," Nat Arya sighed as she said, "I remember that we only had one concrete road leading to our campus. That is the road that is directly in front of the school gate. The other roads were all paved with slag and ash. Sometimes, the school would even ask the local students to bring some burnt briquettes from home to pave the road. The road would always be very muddy and disgusting whenever it rained at that time. However, I kind of miss it a little now that we're talking about it." "Yes, yes, yes," Trump replied as he smiled. "Back then, I would always bring some burnt briquettes from home to school. Do you still remember that we were supposed to hold a sports meeting at school in the past, but the track on our school grounds was simply in a very bad condition? At that time, we tried all sorts of ways and means just to get more materials that could be used to pave the road." Nat Arya smiled before she said, "Of course, I remember. At that time, you used your allowance to pay many male students to accompany you on tricycles and go around the city to buy more burnt briquettes." After that, Nat Arya looked at Trump with her bright and shining eyes that were filled with emotions as she said, "I still remember that you were the one who led a group of people to cover almost half of the tracks on the school grounds with the burnt briquettes. I can still remember how happy and grateful the teacher and the school was at that time. They valued you so much that they decided to make you the president of the student association." Yes, Trump rubbed his hands together as he felt slightly embarrassed. After that, he said, "Well, the spirit of dedication was really popular at that time." Nat Arya nodded as she sighed and said, "Oh, you were really brave in the past and there were countless girls who admired you very much then. I can still recall how there was a really long line of girls who liked you in school at that time." Trump blushed before he replied cheerfully, "At that time, there were even more boys who liked you. I can't even keep count of the number of guys who were interested in you." Nat Arya smiled before she said, "It is all in the past now. The number of people who liked us in the past isn't important anymore. Many people can say that they like you, but they'll only like you for a short while and forget all about you shortly after." At this time, Trump pointed at a small park next to the campus before he said, "This used to be a very big forest. Many students who were in love would often come to this forest at night to go on their dates and have sex. We used to come here often in the past. Do you remember that?" Nat Arya, who has always remained very calm and composed, blushed as soon as she heard Trump's words. How could she possibly forget this forest? Back then, this was the holy ground for many couples in a relationship. Nat Arya and Trump had also been here many times. At that time, everyone would really relax and let go of everything whenever they came to this forest. As long as they were in love, they felt that they could do anything that they wanted to with their loved ones. During that era, there were not many other places for couples to go on their dates. Therefore, it was not surprising that all the young couples would flock to this forest for their date nights. However, when you think about it, the young people back then were very open-minded and bold compared to the young people nowadays.